Hi, I'm Lois Beres at KZGN-TV, and this is Ridgecrest Talk. And today I'm talking with Jason Patin, who is the department head for the City of Ridgecrest Parks and Recreation Department. Is that correct?
And we throw in cultural affairs.
Oh, and cultural affairs too. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And probably yard work and other stuff too, but not necessarily in the title, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to have you here. You can tell us a little bit about yourself first. Are you a native of Ridgecrest?
I am kind of. My family moved here when I was a child in 1977. I was
That's almost native, yeah.
7 years old, so you could call it that. And I actually my wife right here at Beres High School married my high school sweetheart, and luckily she's still
Still your
with me.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
I love it. And you have 4 children.
I have 4 children. Yeah, that's an interesting story.
It is. He's got 2 families almost.
I
Yeah.
do. It confuses people.
Yeah, but tell us a little bit about the difference in ages and stuff.
Yeah, we have a son that's almost 24 years old and a son that's 20 years old. The older son, Christian, he works on the base here in weapon survivability, and my younger son's actually in the Army. So proud of him for serving our country.
That is great.
All right.
Too bad he didn't go. No, and with Navy around so much, you picked the Army.
Yeah,
That's
that
interesting.
was tough for me. I wanted him to go Navy or Coast Guard or something like
Something
that.
you're used to hearing all the time.
The Army
that's
seems
okay.
too much like he'd be in battle somewhere.
Well, that's
doing
scary
something,
a little
but,
bit to
yeah.
me too.
It is, but it was his choice, and he's
happy?
He's happy, and
Where is
he's
he?
loving it. Right now he's in Missouri. He's getting ready to go to Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii's not bad duty, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
not
think.
so we can go visit.
Yeah,
right?
that's neat. We can all help you go through.
So anyway, we had those 2 children, and we had a 15-year gap with no
Okay.
kids, and they were both almost out of high school, and my wife got pregnant again, obviously, and now we have a 4-year-old daughter, Elise, or 5. She just turned 5. Sorry, Elise.
Oh my, at least
And-
it's 5.
Yeah, and a 3-year-old daughter, Charlie Ray. So we're starting all over again with a new family. We're almost empty nesters, and
Oh my gosh, and now you've got almost babies again. I
Yeah,
mean, you did
absolutely.
have babies
Mhm.
again. Because the
So it's been
boys were
fun.
ready to go almost
Yeah.
at the time.
Yep,
That's
they
amazing.
were.
I bet they're good big brothers.
they are, not around too much because they're both on their
Yeah, but
own.
when they're there,
but
they
they're
can
around. They love
Mess with the kids.
they
and
love the
whatever.
little girls. So,
But you stayed here for a while as a child, then you went away and came back or something.
I did.
didn't you?
We moved from here to the Los Angeles area. Me and my wife both worked in the film business for the time that we're gone. I spent most of my time with Columbia Pictures doing editing and telecine work, and my wife worked for a company called VidFilm doing the clerical side of account managing
Interesting.
for that company. And then, long story why we came back. We came back, and we say like a lot of people that come back to Ridgecrest, we're going to be there a couple of years, and
Yeah.
we're going to be gone again.
I was
and
going
that
to be here like a year and a half.
right, and that was 11 years ago. So.
Okay.
And
And since
been
then,
having a
you've
great time.
become planning commissioner, city councilman, and now you're working for the city as a department head.
Correct. Yeah, we were on the planning
We
commission
played
together.
planning commission play.
Yeah.
We worked on the planning commission at the same time.
Yeah,
and
that was a
it's-
lot of fun. So was
was
my time
fun.
on council.
And it was interesting because you learned so much about
Absolutely.
the town.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really like about the town that I've learned from everywhere I go is how neat the people are.
The people are the
We've
best
just
thing
got
about
the
this
best
community.
people
Yeah.
ever, you know?
Well, there's a lot of good things with it. The people are great, low crime rate.
Mm-hmm.
Not too far, you can drive in any direction, be somewhere cool and fun. So
That's true.
yeah.
You have to go shopping. You can either get to Lancaster, LA,
Right,
or
yeah.
up north or
You got
somewhere like
mountains,
that.
you have lakes, you have the city not too far away. So it's all good stuff.
It's all good, yeah.
Like I said, that was 11 years ago, and we love being back.
Yeah.
And as you know, we're very involved with the community. And
Absolutely.
currently
yeah.
still the president of the Saracosa Community College Foundation.
Oh, are you? Okay.
That organization does some good things.
They do. I used to be on that too, but I haven't been for a
Yeah.
while.
Mhm.
But
So I enjoy doing that.
that's so good.
Yeah.
And that's why the people around here that know what's going on want to be in those things and help out.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about Parks and Recreation.
Oh, that old department?
Yeah, that old department that everybody loves because you can go play basketball, football, soccer, all those fun things, and then do all that other stuff that you do. So-
Yeah, I took over about a year and a half ago, and to talk a little bit about what you said earlier. Well, what do we do, and what's under the Parks and Recreation Department? It's you think Parks and Recreation, you see guys mowing lawns and running a soccer
Right.
program, right? Which is part of it. So we maintain all of the city parks.
Okay.
We run all the city's recreation programs. We also maintain all of the city's facilities like City Hall and the Kerr-McGee Center.
Oh, you're in charge of maintenance for that, too.
Absolutely.
I
yeah.
didn't realize that.
And
Wow.
we also book those facilities and meeting rooms and things like that. And we also are in charge of maintaining all of the city's street medians for the city as well.
That's a big job.
Yeah, there's
Get
a
all
lot
that
going on.
done.
A lot going on.
Right.
You know, the during the economy downturn a few years back, we had something like 14 or 15 maintenance guys to handle this. We're down to 5.
Whoa.
So I think the guys are doing a pretty good job.
Excellent for 5 guys.
For what we got, and things are on the upswing right now. I think the past council's been, and the present council's been pretty responsible with our money, so we're looking better again.
That's
and,
good.
And doing well.
Okay.
But it is a lot of work. It absolutely is.
And you have, as the department head, to do all that scheduling, or you have people under you that do the scheduling, or?
Yeah, we do. We have our maintenance supervisor, Randy Brown, which does an excellent job, which pretty much, he's on autopilot over there. I don't have to worry about him too much. He's been around a long time.
I love having people like that to work for me.
I'm no genius. It's the people that work with me that do the good work and keep things rolling. So we have Randy doing that, and we have on the recreation side we have a crew of about 3 people that pretty much keep that running. And I oversee that part of it. We don't have so yeah, it's good people that we have that keep these programs running, and the facility's looking good. And I think we've come a long way with our parks, even with the maintenance side. There was some. We'll get you hooked
up in a second. We're about down to about 1 minute anyway. But
on the maintenance side, we've been working real hard at improving our facilities and our sports complexes. The grass and turf was getting to be in pretty bad shape, so we've been pretty dedicated to that. We've gone from probably about 30 to 40% of good to more like 90% of good on our turf. So.
Oh, that's great.
Which is important for the playing surface of the kids. So.
So you've got that part. Then do you have to be things like they do mow the lawns? They do all of that stuff.
They mow the lawns. They fix the lights. They fix the sprinklers. They set the timers on the sprinklers. And when there's events going on, they'll set the timers for the lights for individual events, and just make sure everything keeps running. And then they might have to deal with the air conditioner.
Well, hang on to that thought, because we're going to come back and talk about our air conditioner. But we're going to be out of here for about 2 minutes, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. Okay, we're back. You're back with Lois and Jason Patin, who's the department head of the City of Ridgecrest Parks and Recreation, and something else?
Cultural Affairs.
Cultural Affairs Department. Okay. What the heck is Cultural Affairs?
It's to do with the arts and leisure kind of stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Are you going to do anything with the media and with the art and that sort of thing? Or?
Are you talking about on the China Lake Boulevard there? Well, that's
state, isn't it?
That's a state.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably don't know that. Ridgecrest Boulevard, China Lake Boulevard going north of Ridgecrest Boulevard, I should say, is all maintained by the state, and as a highway route, and then so on the south side is city maintained. So they're talking about doing some arts project in there, and I don't know if they're going to come and get input from our department or not, but I know they're working on that.
You think they might like to do that? So
I'm hoping they'll send it to the planning commission and let them.
That'd be great. They've talked to them once when they did the first presentation,
right.
So maybe they will do that so that everybody's happy about it.
Yeah.
We talked just a little bit ago about how your guys have to do everything from lawns to air conditioners, and they're taking care of the whole facility, and that's a big facility. Plus, you've got the football fields and the parks and all that other stuff. Now, the one big park, which is county, do you guys still maintain that? Or
well, that's a funny situation over there, because the entire park, the new petroglyph park area, and then the section across the street that has the turf, and then there's another section that the parking lot kind of separates. There's a parking lot right in the middle. Where like the skate park and that sort of thing is over there. So going north where the skate park is, going north of that parking lot, that's still county-owned property, but the city's leased that from the county for the past 23, 24 years. We've got a lease agreement. We maintain that section. All the rest of it's still owned and maintained by the county.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing for y'all that you don't have to maintain that, but still you've got the other part to take care of.
Yeah.
With your 5 guys or 4 or whatever
Yes.
you said. That's
Yeah.
great. And then you have these wonderful sports programs for
Right.
everybody from this big to adults.
Yep.
And what are we doing now? What is the main?
We just finished up the youth basketball league, which was great, and we've been having a real focus on trying to increase participation, because our attitude at our Parks and Recreation Department is as many kids as possible that want to participate in these programs should be able to. So we've been really going hard after. I think we had a 30 or 35% increase in participation this year in basketball, and we're currently in soccer, which we had another 35% increase in participation. So we're working hard on getting the word out about our programs with using social media, our web pages, banners all over the place.
Interviews on KZGN? No, okay. The word is getting out, folks.
So now we've just entered into soccer. We've just completed our first week. Things are going well. We've got around 450 kids in the program, which is amazing.
Amazing,
Yeah.
yes.
And then after that, we'll be going into our summer program starting in May, which really, that's when we get really busy.
You've got swimming and all those other things too.
We have swim lessons, and last year we actually added a swim team, which was really great. I think we had about 40 kids participating in that. And we have our swim lessons, which, you know, I can't stress how important that is for the youth of our community. And I really, you know, when I took over, I really took a hard look at what kind of programs we're offering and tried to distinguish what was working and what we had good participation in. What wasn't, we kind of removed, and we try each year we try to introduce new things as we get input from the public to try to keep it fresh and new for people. And we're really tracking the system as well. Now, prior to my getting here, the Parks and Recreation Department didn't have a software system to track its programs, which, you know, we're in the 21st century.
You need that technological support.
So one of the first thing I did was started researching with our ID department the software programs for Parks and Recreation departments. We put one in place last August, and it's made a world of difference. This microphone's not working.
It's not working with him, but we'll get there. So he said that it's worked since August?
Since August, we implemented, so we're still working out the bugs, but boy, we're able to track our programs. We're able to, prior to that, if you wanted to sign up for any city programs and sign your child up, they'd have these sign-up days, and we'd have kids and parents wrapped around the buildings waiting in lines. You couldn't sign up, you couldn't use a credit card, you couldn't do it online. So now, you can, any time of the year you want to, you can go online, sign up for any program you'd like, with a credit card if you like. So you never even have to come in for that process.
And then you can show up for the first day and get your indoctrination or whatever,
right,
get all the information.
Your coach will contact you, or the program, whoever's running the program will contact you, tell you when you got to be there. It's made it much more efficient.
Oh, I would think it would, yes.
And more importantly, we can track everything to the penny, track our participation.
True. Participation, expenses, everything,
you can
it's
book
right
a room
there.
Online now. You can go, if you want a meeting room, if you want to book the hall, if you want to book the gym, if you want to book a park, you can go do all that online now.
Oh, that's perfect.
Which
and
is
that's what we need in Ridgecrest, because we're so technologically sort of close to the edge.
I was truly amazed when, you know, everything was still being done by hand on paper.
Wow.
And you couldn't pay with credit cards or a debit card in this day and age. It was unbelievable.
That is not sensible.
So we fixed that.
All right, that's good. And as a child or as a young person, you participated in a lot of these programs,
Oh, absolutely.
You?
Played baseball, football, basketball.
So you know kind of what you enjoyed doing there, so you can kind of push that a little bit.
And for many years I coached, I was a board member of different organizations, youth baseball, youth football. I spent many years on the board of directors.
So you had contacts in those fields then?
Yeah, and it made it really nice when I took over, because any issues they were having, I've been there and done that, so it was easy to work with.
Well, I know this isn't going to work because da-da-da-da-da, or this will be fine because everybody loves that sort of thing.
It was really, really easy to work with them.
That's great.
And the leadership of those organizations today has been awesome. To work with the youth football and baseball and soccer programs.
Now, when you have those programs, do you have coaches that are not on staff that do the coaching?
Yeah, these are actually
volunteers.
A lot of them. We have our own programs that are usually parental volunteers, but we're talking about, we have Indian Wells Valley youth baseball and football, 2 separate organizations. And there's probably about 3 or 4 different soccer organizations, private organizations that have nothing to do with the city per se,
But
other
use
than
your
they use
facility.
our facilities.
Okay.
So that could be a challenge sometimes, coordinating them all,
Right.
because they all want space and they all want use, and we only have so many facilities.
And the city has their own program in those also?
Yeah, we have our own flag football program. We have our own youth soccer program, youth basketball program. We don't do youth baseball.
Well, there's quite a few baseball programs out in
There
town.
are, and they
And
have
they
the
use
youth
your
soccer
facility?
program. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's very interesting because to coordinate it, got to be a little bit shaky. Be sure that everybody gets their free time or
Right.
their time when they need to be
It's,
there.
it's just a matter, you know, when I first took over, I sat down with all those groups and I said, "What's everybody need?" And we worked it all out together within an hour.
That's
you
the
know,
way
it's
it
just
needs to be.
communication.
Because
Yeah.
exactly, you've
Yeah.
got to know what the next guy's doing and what the last guy did. And
The
you
goal
should
for
get
all
it.
of our organizations is the same, whether it's Parks and Rec or the private individual groups. They want to have a place for their children to play, whether it's soccer, baseball, or football. We all agree. We want them to play all of those. You know, it's good for them. So we all want to work together to make sure everybody has their space to
Okay,
run the
we're going to
program.
go to another break.
All right.
And we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Stay with us, and we're going to finish talking with Jason Patin. Okay, you're back with Lois and Jason, who is the Department Manager of City Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Events?
Affairs.
Cultural Affairs.
Almost had it.
I'm almost going to get there. I
Almost had
got
it.
closer this time. I got half of it. So Jason was telling us about the programs that are out there for your kids to play. And right now you have something going currently. You have soccer and
Volleyball.
volleyball.
Yeah, just
Do
completed
you have
basketball.
Basketball just finished. Do you have boys and girls volleyball? Is it co-ed? What is?
Absolutely, if it's co-ed, it's usually almost all girls.
Oh, yeah?
But yeah, boys are welcome too. We don't have
Okay.
an issue with boys.
All right. Well, that's good. And I
All
don't
of our
think the girls
programs
would
are.
do-
I think I don't think we have any programs that aren't co-ed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think they're all pretty much co-ed.
Oh, that's neat.
The boys and girls play together.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
great. Then you got no problems with it just going. So you're getting ready to get geared up for the summer. That's a
Right.
big season for you.
The summer is the busiest time for the entire department because for the maintenance side, you know, you got grass and weeds growing everywhere, so you have to take care of that. And that's when the bulk of our programs happen because the kids are out of school and we want to make sure we keep them nice and busy.
So all your facilities have to be cleaned up and spiffed up so that when they play, they're not going to get hurt on
Yeah.
stuff or
It's
whatever.
just, you know, we do it all year long, but in the summertime when it warms up, it just grows faster. So
Mm-hmm.
we stay on top of it a little bit more regularly, I guess, than we need to during the wintertime, obviously. But
And so what would be the next upcoming sport that you will be having?
the next upcoming sport is an adult sport, actually, which is our adult softball league. We have coming up, which is we have two of those. We have all male for the ones that like to be a little bit more
Aggressive, maybe?
competitive, aggressive.
There you go, whatever the word
whatever you
is.
like to call it.
Yeah.
And then we also have a co-ed.
Oh.
And last year we had about combined we had about 21 or 22 teams. So it was pretty good.
And that's all city sponsored.
That's a city
Okay.
city-run program.
I like that.
And then after that, we really go into our summer programs, which we have all kinds of different things we do on that. We have horseback riding camps, we have archery camps, we have tennis camps, we have arts and craft camps, we have science camps.
I'll bet a lot of people didn't know that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I knew
there's-
some of them, but I sure didn't know all of those.
We probably have about 30 or 40 different programs.
And those are maybe like a week at a time or 10 days or something? Or?
Usually, it depends on what the program is. If it's a sports type of program, it goes a little longer. But you might have a week-long science camp, a week-long sewing class.
Are they held there at the city? Or?
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of them are. Like the archery is held off-site.
Well, sure. Yeah, and the horses.
The horses are
probably,
held
yeah.
off-site.
They wouldn't look good in Carnegie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of cleanup after that.
There you go. Your guys wouldn't like that anyway.
No, the maintenance guys would not like me.
So
after
you
that.
go off-site to do that, and that's a
Right.
week or two at a time. Oh, that's a great program.
Yeah, and we have a summer day camp, which is a week-to-week program. because a lot of people travel and do a lot of things like that during the summertime when the kids are out of school. So we go. We have a week-to-week summer camp program, to where you can go 1 week or you can go every week if you want to. And they do crafts and learning things, and they go to the pool and all that kind of fun stuff.
What kind of age groups are you looking at?
All the way up, we usually go up to about, 12, 13 years old.
Do you break them up? I mean, or do you have one teacher for all of them?
No, they're broken up into different age groups.
Okay.
And all of this information's online on our
Okay, see, that's the neat part. Go out online, and if you have a child who's really, really interested in doing one of those, you can probably find the information.
You just go to the regular city web page and go to click on our link for the
Do you know the web page address?
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
So I won't either. But you can look up City of Ridgecrest on Google and
you just Google it and you can go right to it and then click on the Parks and Recreation
and then Parks
area.
and Rec, and then look at whatever you're interested in.
And you can always call us, and we're glad to answer any questions, because there's always questions. There should be.
Sure.
And
yeah, because the person I talked to yesterday was so good on the phone. I don't know if it's
oh, great. I think you talked to Terry. She's awesome. They're all awesome.
I think it was, do you have a Brad?
Lance.
Lance. That's probably who it was, this guy.
Anyway, Lance runs most of our sports programs, like the flag football and
he actually runs the
basketball.
program.
Yeah,
wow.
He does the sign-ups, creates the teams, creates the schedules, and makes sure it runs nice and smooth. He does a great job.
And gets the coaches and everybody lined up also.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And you can use volunteers.
We do use volunteers, and we're very strict on our how we select volunteers. We take it very seriously that these people are dealing with our youth.
True.
Because we understand the most precious thing that you have in your life are your children.
That's absolutely correct.
So we always want to make sure they're protected. So all of our volunteers, before they're allowed to volunteer, go through a 3-step process of a background check with our local police department, with Megan's Law, and also with the Department of Justice live scan system.
Wow.
So we make sure we're not putting our children with people they shouldn't be with.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really good. Your computer system's probably helping you with that too.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just made us so much more efficient, and the public loves it, because those days, I remember from when from when my boys played in the system. I remember those days we used to have to go sign up, and I really dreaded it. It was like a cattle call, and there was just hundreds of people.
I've been down there, and they're all the way around the corner and back in the parking lot.
Things by hand, and
yeah.
From the comfort of your home, you can type in your information and type in your credit card information.
And then you guys get back to them, tell them that they're accepted, and this is when they need to be there, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, they can print out a receipt from home, or have us print one out for them if they like, and then they're contacted. It specifies on there when the league goes started, when you should be contacted by your coach or person running the program, and we pass that information along to our approved volunteers.
And best timing to do this for a upcoming program would be when?
For the summer programs, we're working on those right now, because we're doing some modifications to it, and we'll be putting out our yearly catalog here probably at the end of April, early May should be completed. So if for the summer programs and swim lessons and those kinds of things, if you check in the last couple weeks, start checking in the last couple weeks of April.
Okay.
We should be completed. Everything should be online, and you should be able to go through the entire catalog online and see what you want to participate in, get those swim lessons in.
Wonderful. Okay, we're at the end of the show. We're down to about a minute.
Already?
Is there something that you really want to get out and tell them? They could call you, give your phone number.
Yeah, the Parks and Recreation Department phone number is 760-499-5151. Any questions, we're always glad to help. Come on down and see us. Glad to help. Look for our catalog in print or online.
And where do you get the print one?
Come and see. They'll be handed out to all the schools.
Oh, good.
We
so
deliver
if
them
you're
to all the
watching
schools.
school, okay.
So your child should be bringing that home. And like I said, you're always free to call or come down and see us. We love to see you.
Well, I appreciate this. It's been so nice to hear about all the good things that are going on in Ridgecrest. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.